Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we are going to look at the 4 latest Arsenal news. The first Arsenal news is that The Independent has confirmed an Arsenal update, as they confirm Arsenal have now considered signing the World Cup's best midfielder, as Arsenal look to complete the signing of World Cup Morocco international and Fiorentina midfielder Sofyan Amrabat. Arsenal have considered trying to sign Moroccan international and Fiorentina star Sofyan Amrabat this summer. A report from The Independent has shared that the 26-year-old has been targeted by several Premier League sides. After their strongest campaign in years last season, Arsenal are not holding back in this transfer window. Mikel Arteta appears determined to build a squad that can not only challenge for the Premier League title but fight on all fronts. Declan Rice, Kai Havertz and Jurrien Timber will provide added depth in key areas, while a position no one expected Arsenal to strengthen in was between the sticks. However, David Raya has emerged as their next top transfer target after being made available by Brentford. The Gunners may not be done there and are looking at every option possible in the transfer market. Arsenal have now considered a move for Sofyan Amrabat to create further competition in midfield, if the Moroccan, who was considered the World Cup's best midfielder, does arrive at the Emirates. Then Arsenal will have an incredible squad going into next season. The report from The Independent suggests that Amrabat is one of several players in this position Arsenal have looked at. The list also includes Romeo Lavia, Mohammed Kudus, Khéphren Thuram and Moises Caicedo. However, Arsenal aren't the only suitors for these players, with Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United all interested. Right now, it appears as though Old Trafford is the Moroccan most likely destination. Man United have signed Amadou Onana and Mason Mount so far this summer and are very close to confirming a deal for Rasmus Højlund too. Arsenal may have considered a move for Amrabat to not only strengthen their options but disrupt the business being done by one of their rivals. There's a reason so many teams are interested in the 26-year-old. He's an exceptional deep-lying playmaker with a fantastic eye for a pass. Amrabat is quite a passive defender, which may not suit being alone defensive midfielder in Mikel Arteta's system. However, playing alongside Rice or Thomas Partey, he could be a fantastic option. Arteta appears to be recruiting players who can function in multiple roles within his system. It seems he wants to keep the opposition guessing right up to the start of each match. The second Arsenal news is that 90 Minute has confirmed an Arsenal update, as they confirm Arsenal still want to sign phenomenal £60 million player who is faster than Luis Diaz, as Arsenal look to complete the signing of World Cup Portugal international and Man City defender Joao Cancelo. Arsenal have spent a massive amount of money so far this summer, but they could still have one final trick up their sleeve. Indeed, while almost £200 million has been spent on the likes of Kai Havertz, Declan Rice and Jurrien Timber, the Gunners are still scouring the market for more opportunities. There have been some interesting rumours regarding the Gunners in recent times, and one link that won't go away is the link to Joao Cancelo. The Portuguese fullback's name just keeps coming up in connection to Arsenal, and according to 90 Minutes, the defender is still someone the Gunners are considering. Arsenal are well stocked at fullback now, especially after the signing of Timber. But with Kieran Tierney's future still somewhat up in the air, Cancelo could still be a useful addition to this side. Cancelo is exactly the type of player Mikel Arteta likes too. He's extremely versatile, able to play at left or right back, while he can also provide cover in the midfield when needed too. As for his style of play, well, after watching him dominate with Manchester City for a number of years, we should all know what the incredible player is about by now. But there is still one underrated aspect of his game. Indeed, Cancelo is genuinely one of the quickest players in Europe, and that's not something you really think about when you picture him on the pitch. According to the Speeds database, Cancelo is up there with the fastest defenders in the game, and has even clocked a higher top speed than Liverpool's Luis Diaz, one of the fastest players we've seen in the Premier League lately. Whether or not the £60 million man ends up at Arsenal remains to be seen, but it is intriguing to see that Arsenal are still keeping their eye on some huge potential signings this summer. The third Arsenal news is that The Independent has confirmed an Arsenal update, as they confirm Arsenal would rather sign £40 million player than Romeo Lavia this summer. He wants to join as Arsenal look to complete the signing of World Cup Ghana international and Ajax midfielder Mohammed Kudus. Arsenal are still considering more midfield additions this summer. Kai Havertz and Declan Rice have been brought into play in the midfield, but according to The Independent, Mikel Arteta has his eye on another midfield option in the shape of Mohammed Kudus. The Ghanaian has been linked with Arsenal for a little while now. According to Football Transfers, the attacking midfielder actually wants to join the Gunners. And it sounds as though Arsenal may be about to step up their interest. The Independent state that not only is Kudus a player Arsenal want, he appears to be working his way up their list of targets. The £40 million player is now above Romeo Lavia on Arsenal's wishlist, and that is quite a telling update. At one point, Arsenal were considered as favourites to sign Lavia, but now, it appears as though they have gone off the idea of signing the Belgian. Perhaps that's down to Southampton's £50 million asking price, or due to the fact Liverpool seem to be some way down the road on this one. But it does look as though a move to the Emirates for Lavia is decidedly unlikely this summer. Kudus is a much more likely addition. But even then, you'd be hard-pressed to say that this is a deal that is on. The Ajax star is also wanted by Chelsea, who are apparently close to agreeing personal terms with the player. While it's unclear what sort of budget Arsenal still have to spend after adding the likes of Kai Havertz, Declan Rice and Jurrien Timber to their squad this summer, it looks like Arsenal may have space in their budget for one more high-profile signing. But it would appear that David is the player the Gunners will be going for on that front. Who knows? Perhaps Arsenal could get both of these deals done, but we have to imagine that the financial well is running rather dry right now after a huge summer of spending. The final Arsenal news is that Tottenham has confirmed an Arsenal update, as they confirm Arsenal could now sign incredible player for no more than £25 million with personal terms agreed, as Arsenal look to complete the signing of World Cup Spain international and Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. Arsenal could now sign incredible player for no more than £25 million with personal terms agreed. Arsenal have received a big boost in their pursuit of David Raya, with a report suggesting that a deal could actually go through for no more than £25 million, that is according to Tottenham, which notes that the Bees will accept less than £40 million for the Spaniard after he entered the final year of his contract with the club. It appears that David Raya is Arsenal's priority for the final weeks of the summer transfer window. Football Transfers claims that the 27-year-old is being eyed as a replacement for Aaron Ramsdale. Rather than a rival, Arsenal may get Raya for no more than £25 million. That report added that Raya has already agreed personal terms with the Gunners. But the asking price looked set to be a stumbling block. According to Tottenham, Brentford want £40 million for Raya. But the deal could be done for a lot less, with the former Blackburn Rovers man able to move for between €20 million and €30 million. That could potentially mean that Raya could actually cost only £17.2 million. Obviously, it seems highly unlikely that will happen given that the club have dug their heels in for most of the summer, but clearly, there is the potential for Arsenal to seal an absolute bargain. Whether they need another goalkeeper is up for debate. However, you can hardly question what Edu and Mikel Arteta have done in the market in the last few years, and Raya is an incredible goalkeeper who, like several Arsenal signings, would arrive with plenty of Premier League experience under his belt. If Arteta believes Raya is going to be his number one next season, £25 million would prove to be an absolute steal. Do you know the Arsenal news on Djibril Sow? You will enjoy this video on your screen too.